Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Right? So, okay. What we will be talking about on this stream, I'll make sure the brakes are in my damn car. Okay, I didn't. Is Mr. Jason Black on his The Business channel, speaking about No Jumper, right? Adam 22, and Miss Just Pearly Things. And the black people, particularly the brothers that swore by these people, the brothers and the sisters, part of the black manosphere that swore by these people. So, once again, Mr. Z vindicates himself because those of you that remember, Mr. Z has already made a couple of streams about these white dudes in the white manosphere, right? And made a couple, speaking about these white guys, and if for those of you that really remember, and who were maybe present, a few years ago, when I the first time and really the last time, that I actually engaged in a shouting match on anyone's channel really was on Art New Style's channel, a few years ago with Mr. Fantastic. And it was over exactly this, aligning with the white guys over black women. So for those of you that were present for that back and forth, this was the one time that I've ever been in a real shouting match with anyone. And this is exactly why, we got to give it to Jason. Yeah, Jason is a megalomaniac and egomaniac. But he was right about a lot of this. And this is why I'm very careful, right, about mentioning these people and talking about them and agreeing with them. Yes, I've you guys have heard me mention Rolo a couple times when he actually has a good point. But yeah, Mr. Z is I look at white people sideways. So let's just put it out there. And it's exactly for this reason, right? So Jason was right about this. And this is what much of my argument with a bunch of white brothers, I'm gonna say white brothers, black brothers, when it comes to the white dudes, but the black conservative brothers, this is my argument. I'm not saying on the white left that there's not things to question. Once again, I'm not saying that that the white left doesn't have its racist and it's kind of shadow racist white folks and all this other stuff that's dog whistling racist. I'm not saying that, right? What I am saying is Nick Fuentes, Richard Spencer, Just Pearly Things, yeah, right? So let's be very clear. Let's make sure that we remember Mr. Z has spoken about this multiple times, not only on his channel, but on other channels also. And it was just for this type of thing. So let's make sure we get that out the way. Okay. Next thing, Jason calling this the whinosphere. All right. Brother Jason is somewhere about a decade older than me, somewhere in his mid-40s. Brother Jason, I'm guessing, is a fit brother. He mentions working out and stuff like that. And so I'm guessing he's a fit brother. All right. Brother Jason also, from our understanding, is probably a millionaire. I'm almost certain he's a millionaire. He's doing his thing. He's well off financially. No children, never married. Okay? You're calling us the manosphere. The whinosphere. You're calling us the whinosphere, but clearly you being a fit brother who's very knowledgeable, very well resourced, with your money, everything that women claim they desire, but you've never been married and you have no children. At least from what we know on YouTube, right? At least from what we know on YouTube. So you call what we're doing whining while you're living the reason why we sound the way we sound. Oh man, I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah. So you know, you're living, you're living what we're speaking about, right? And I really want to kind of dispel this notion of like, well, if we just build so many uber wealthy or rich black dudes, then the black women will have no choice but to get with our program because there will be so many of us that are well resourced and fit, and they will have no choice. Brother Jason, the women have gotten a taste of freedom. They're not going back. The women that want to be with men and that want stability and they know what comes with it, they're with those men, or they will be with those men. All the rest of them ain't getting down with nobody's program, no matter how much money you got. They'll pretend until they get enough and then they'll leave. Right? They will pretend long enough to get a hold of your resources and then they will leave. And I'm not saying anything to Jason that he doesn't already know. The brother's older than me. He's more knowledgeable and wiser than me. Train tracks, train tracks, train tracks. This is, to me, I don't see Brother Jason as anybody that's like, uberly optimistic or one of those kind of whimsically hopeful people. But this to me is that lane where he tiptoes right into some of that whimsical talk. They're not getting down with nobody's program. The entire black male cohort could be well-resourced dudes. The ones that want to be down with our program will be down with our programs. The rest of them won't be. And quite frankly, the state has allowed for them to not necessarily be punished the way or suffer the way that a woman would suffer back in the day for not being with a man, but not being with a man with some discipline and some work ethic. We have now advanced so much in our society where a woman could be a complete and total F up and she will not starve. She will not starve. She can be a menace to society and she will not starve. She will live a lowly life. She won't have much, right? She'll be a dreg, but she will not starve. And so that's not men's fault. That's not black men's fault. You know? So to call us the whinosphere for talking about the life that you're living, right? And give me a second for the super chat. I'm driving right now, but oh yeah, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on your way in, by the way. But yeah, for Jason, you're living the life. You're a well-traveled brother. You got money. You're educated. You're disciplined. I'm guessing you're fit. And yet you ain't married with no children. So I'm guessing, I'm just spitball guessing, that at one point you thought you could one-man army this and the women would get down with your program because you one of the brothers that got it together. That didn't work. So now you're like, well, maybe if we have an army of brothers, the women won't have a choice. I don't see it. I don't see it. And I'm open to being critiqued and being told, nah, Z, you're wrong. I don't see it. I would like to direct you to Asian women. A whole lot of disciplined, well-resourced Asian dudes over there, guess what? They go date white men. Right? They go marry white men. Right? So, like, I hear it, but no. So calling us the whinosphere, yeah, no. Right? Now, moving on. Right? Moving on. So we know that there are brothers that really have gone through it with black women, and they want to hear a woman say what they think and feel and the facts and have the talking points and the rhetoric, and you know, and we all know that for many people of color, black people in particular, the white man's ice is colder. So they like to have what they think and feel validated by non-black people, by women. So this is where just Pearly Things come in and No Jumper come in as a white dude. And so they fall prey to, the white people who say these things, and yeah, who pretty much regurgitate manosphere, but primarily black manosphere talking points, and so to the Nigerian brother who called in talking about Jason was jealous of just Pearly Things. No, I agree with Jason. I don't think he's jealous of that. I think he was doing his typical Jason antics, and it may have come off as jealous to you, but no, right? I don't think Jason is jealous of just Pearly Things, and I agree with him on the algorithm and YouTube and social media being able to hype up channels and demonetize channels and downgrade channels and make it difficult for people of like mind to find you on social media, and then make it very easy for them to find the Mr. Beats, like he said, the Paul brothers, the Just Pearly Things, all of that, PewDiePie, all of them, right? So I agree with Jason on that, 100%. So to the Nigerian cat, yeah, Jason hit you with the two-piece. You didn't really have no answers for it. All you kept on saying was, "Oh, you jealous?" Yeah, no. This is not about jealousy, right? And I want to be careful. I want to make sure I say this. Be careful who you align with. I've said this before, right? Especially when it comes to them white people. Y'all be aligning with the white people. Yeah, she gets it. Yeah, she's grifting. He gets it. Yeah, he's grifting. And maybe they do get it. Okay, yeah, cool, they do get it. But what they're asking for and what you're asking for are two different things. We need to be people and black people in this society. And how much of their manosphere talking points and our black manosphere talking points diverge, and why they diverge. Once again, very important. Why those talking points diverge. Right? When you say man and when he say man, the difference in it. When you asking a woman to be down with your program or telling her she gotta be down with your program, and when he say it, y'all are saying two different things. Right? So Jason's right about that. Right? And as a child to immigrants, let me touch on the Just Pearly Things and the way she was talking about the Nigerian brothers. And so we already said it. I've said it. They see y'all as safe Negroes, and that's not a compliment. Once again, they see you as safe Negroes, and that is not a compliment. It's an insult. They see y'all as weak Negroes. It's not a compliment. It's an insult. When they speak about your work ethic, they're not actually saying you have great work. They're saying you're easy to control. You don't talk back. You don't push back. You bow down. You bend and you grin and bear it. That's not a compliment. And for all of you that say, well, I know that's what they say, but I'm gonna just get my money and go back home anyway. Where back to Nigeria, where they're controlling the state from outside the state, right? You gonna go back home to where? The Caribbean, somewhere in Africa, where they could just still come in and slaughter and choose what type of leaders. Which y'all forgot about the leak tape or the information we got about homegirl over here picking what Ukrainian leader should be in charge of Ukraine. Y'all forgot? What, you think it's not going on in Africa too? Right? So Jay, yeah. That's why I'm careful about these people, man. The white dudes ain't saying the same thing we saying. The white women are not saying the same thing we're saying. They're not. They're using the same words, right? But they're not saying. And look, and Jason's right. A room full of black people, and she flaming Negroes right in front of y'all face in Britain. What happened? Right? Although we better than the black Americans, and the black Americans don't got no work ethic, they don't got no discipline, right? They use racism as an excuse. Here you got the white girls throwing that in your face. She took what you said, flipped it, and threw it in your face. Now what? To all you black Brits that's all mad about the fact that black Americans are the face of the black world, of the black diaspora. All you black Africans that's mad at black Americans, the white girl told you why they would rather have you. And it's not a compliment. It's an insult. Translation, you're more pliable. You're weaker. Ooh, Mr. Z, did you just say that? Yeah, I did. And what? Oh, wait, you thought you only getting degrees because you got more work ethic? Train tracks, train tracks, train tracks. Y'all forgot I'm a child of black immigrants too? Which you thought they let us around them more because they like us more? Or because they think you easier? Everything we've been saying, just Pearly Things just said it. She just said it. Everything we've been saying, she just said it. So I agree with Jason on this one. I'm about to get to all the stuff I disagree with. But yeah, on this one, yeah. I'm a child of immigrants. That's why I'm so tough on us as children of immigrants. That's why I'm so tough on us. Because I know why the white folks elevate us. And by the way, y'all know too. Y'all pretend like y'all don't know. She just said it and laughed about it in a room full of Negroes. And said we're exaggerating slavery. Wow. We playing it up a little too much. Oh my God. In a room full of Negroes. You think she thinks that and doesn't think the whole thing? Oh yeah, we exaggerate white supremacy, we exaggerate colonialism, we exaggerate the slaughter of black Americans, we exaggerate the slaughter of black people in Africa, right? We exaggerate apartheid in South Africa. We exaggerate Cecil Rhodes and all the rest of them. We exaggerate what they did to Africa, the partition of Africa. We play that up too much, right? How the Europeans purposely pitted this tribe against that tribe. Yeah, we exaggerate that. You think she only thinks that about slavery? I'm Haitian descent. We exaggerate what the French did to Haiti. We exaggerate how the U.S., Canada, France, all of them are in cahoots. Britain, all of them in cahoots on making sure Haiti never rises. Yeah, we're exaggerating. That's some conspiracy theory that the Haitians believe, right? If she thinks that about slavery, you think she don't think about all of black history going back 500 years? Right? So they used our gripe and our inner back and forth, black men and black women, came in the door, put a stake on the conversation, and then now they slowly telling you, yeah, all your issues don't matter. And by the way, you're still an inward hard ER, by the way. Right? By the way. And Eric Deadman says Jason Black on the same ish Sarge Willie Pete is, right? And thank you for the super chat. The Roger Report said some people throw shots because they want to be down. Some throw shade because wish they started a movement so they can be celebrated for it. Uh-oh. I hear. Hey, Raj, you see that too, right? You see that? Hey, like I said, ego. Keep on claiming I have no ego to offend, or what did he say? Keep on saying something like, I have no ego to offend or defend, or something like that. He says all the time, all the time. But then in the same breath, before he even gets to the next period, but these people stole this from me, and they're regurgitating this, and they're not doing it the right way. Da, 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 da. Oh, all right, okay, we hear you, we hear you, right? And better use is, and thank you for the super chat. And better use is safe Negroes because they think they can be white while all the whites in the room laughing and thinking, get a load of this. Thank you. Get a load of this nigga. Exactly. Exactly. And I got to keep on saying it. You being seen as the safe Negro is not a compliment. Right? Let me steal something from Jason real quick because he think we always steal. Is this thing on? Right? You being seen as the safe Negro is not a compliment. It is an insult. Anybody that's listening to Mr. Z from Britain, from Canada, right? All the English-speaking diaspora, from Nigeria, or you Nigerian descent, Haitian descent that lives in America, right? All across the Caribbean, Jamaica, Bahamas, it's not a compliment. It's an insult. Jason's right about that. I got to give it to that part. He's right about. And just Pearly Things just showed y'all, right? And thank you for the super chat. 18th letter. And 18th letter says, just joining in. What happened with Just Pearly Things? I'm out of the loop. Just Pearly Things had an interview with Nick Fuentes, and she has a couple of clips on her channel. She hasn't, from what I saw, she didn't post the whole thing yet, but she has different clips of Nick Fuentes, which, by the way, bruh, flaming racist, young racist too, right? Flaming racist, young racist, right? But you know, I'm gonna continue that in a minute. Give me 1 second. And Judas Blue says, pushing color blindness. I don't see color, right? Bro, y'all ain't never heard Mr. Z say that. Y'all hear Mr. Z on my lefty stuff. You hear Mr. Z bring up class all the time. Income sometime I tell you, and white people too. But that will never come out of Mr. Z's mouth. Right? I would be a fool. Right? Y'all heard me on Shay Sade channel giggling it up with the white lady, right? Having a serious conversation. But you notice I didn't throw all black women under the bus on that conversation, and I conceded certain points. You know what? I have heard some statements mentioned about shade and color. I gotta concede this. No, like I told y'all, and I meant it. White girl I used to work with, white young lady I used to work with, tried to do the whole, yeah, I heard black women be jealous about this and this and that, and I checked her. Yeah, what y'all got to say about all them white dudes marrying the Asian women, right? That whole I don't see color thing. All right, you slow walking yourself into Auschwitz. So yeah, I agree. Like I said, on that one, yeah, Jason was right about that one. He might be kind of off or way wrong about other things, but that one, yeah, he's right about that. And the Raj report says, I didn't see it, but it sounds like you were describing a white person, white peopling. Raj, I hate you for this. I hate you for this. Hey, as Raj, yes. No, let's call it yes. I could end it right there. Raj just killed it. That's it. That white people, white peopling. Come in. Oh yeah, I could do the little two-step with you. Yeah, look, I got a little rhythm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the next thing you know, the hoods come out. Right? That, man, I don't be inviting white people to the proverbial cookout for nothing. For nothing. Okay? And whenever, man, I done real life, I done been with white people and I mean, excuse me, with black people. Yeah, no, he cool, he cool. I'll be the judge of that. I don't, I'm not just talking about Black Americans, Haitian descent, Jamaican descent. I don't judge no other black person telling me, oh yeah, no, he cool, she cool. I'll be the judge of that. Because y'all be giving way too many passes for lame stuff too. They don't smoke weed with you, or they done had a black girlfriend they done piped. Oh yeah, he cool, he down. Nope. Don't know nothing about this white dude, never been to his house, nothing. This white woman, y'all don't know nothing really. Oh no, he cool, she cool. Yeah, all right. Right? And Allspat said, preach, their true colors or lack thereof will funny will always I got the phone up will always show in time. White folks know certain people in the black diaspora have no fight in them. Hashtag safe Negroes. Hysterical and true. And true. Right? And KW Dawn says, and thank you for the super chat, Allspats and KW Dawn. And KW Dawn says she agreed with Jesse Lee Peterson that America is not a fundamentally racist country. She's just another white nationalist shaking my damn head. Man, hey. Like, Raj, I'm gonna use that tonight, Raj. I'm using that all night. It's just another white peopling. That's all. That is all, right? Yeah, let me make sure my notes. Oh yeah, Destiny. First of all, I told y'all about. Didn't I tell y'all about Destiny a couple months ago? Didn't I tell y'all about Destiny when he was? Oh, by the way, where are all the black women? Where y'all at? Where are all the black women say, well, Destiny has a point here, and yeah, he makes a point here. Yeah, where y'all at? What happened? I grew up with the Destinies of the world. I know from my understanding, he's in South Florida. If he was born and raised in South Florida, I know Destiny. Maybe not personally. I'm not saying I know him personally, but I know Destiny. Right? And I think he's white Latino. I know Destiny, bro. I'm telling you, them white Latinos in particular, them white Cubans, oh my God. Right? You want to talk about KKK, right? And G says, nah, he from Omaha, is he? Right? So yeah, man. So y'all thought Destiny was not on it? Why? Because he walk around with blue hair and he has certain left talking points? All right. Right. Y'all should have known. I told y'all about Destiny. And this is why I've made multiple videos. So let me say this also. I have a super small channel. I want us to be careful if this gets out to any one of the people that Jason mentioned. We got to be careful who we align with and who we bring on, right? And how we speak to them. I don't want the man. If there is going to be gains to be made, real tangible gains for boys and men in general, because it's probably gonna go that way. I don't want us to get effed the way black women got effed by white feminists. We need to be smarter than that, right? We need to be smarter than that. Like I said before, I've said what you're asking for is not what they're asking for. And when they say man and you say man, y'all talking about two different type of things, right? We got to be careful with that, you know. So back to Jason and calling this the whinosphere. Like I said, for those of you that didn't catch it earlier, brother Jason, you are an example of why we sound the way we do. You're a well put together brother. From what we can tell from the internet, we can't see you. Nobody knows how you look, right? You got your money, you got your status, you're well traveled around the country. You've been everywhere. Never been married, don't have no children. Why? Because you're living the life that we're talking about. Well put together brothers that still got an issue with women because the way the women have been socialized over the better part of the past, really over the past, what, 200 and some years, but 50, 60 years in particular in the black community. Right? So, to call this the whinosphere, right? And it's just always the power dynamic talk. Look, until you do something, I always wonder with this, and goes to Raj and some of the conversation we had about the Titanic hit the iceberg and then what you doing, who you saving, whatever. I always wonder with these conversations, like, how you expect to get the women back in air quotes in line at this late date, right? That's why I keep the ones that's riding with you are gonna ride with you. The ones that's not will not. Let them die. Then let them deal with that. But this type of well, if all of us are straight, then they got no choice. We don't live in that world. Unless you could get the state to let them starve, we don't live in that world. Right? Post-COVID should have showed you we don't live in that world. We were going through, I've said a million times, we were going through Armageddon. And they're still calling into Kevin telling you what they won't settle for. Right? So we got to be careful with this, well, if I just have an army of well-paid, well-groomed, right, disciplined brothers and, the women won't have a choice. Bruh. They're starving now. They're living with their parents now in their 30s and 40s. Now. They're barely making it now. They're suffering under crushing student loan debt now. I am reminded of the video of the Latina and I don't know whether that brother was Latino or brother or whatever, where the interviewer talking to her and she's talking about how she don't need no man, whatever. And he asked her how much she makes. She say $30,000 a year. Then he asked the dude next to her how much you make, and he said something like $14,000 a month. And she would act like, okay, and that's the era you live in, right? That's the era you live in. And I'm not saying she's supposed to bow to his feet, but right. That's the era you live in, where she could literally look at that dude she's earning some $30,000 a year, and look at a dude that's earning 14 grand a month. So pretty much in 2 months, he's making what she makes in a whole year. And she still was like, okay, right? You know? So yeah. And y'all give me a second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. T Rex. Okay, I'm going back. I'm going. Give me a second. Give me a second, you guys. That's funny. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Hysterical. Hey, that cute. It's really not a Popeyes break. I'm just getting ready, but that was funny. And Trell said, "Dry ass biscuits." Trell, you will respect Popeyes biscuits, okay? Because when they're actually warm and fresh and out the oven, funny, giggity. They're actually pretty good. They're actually pretty good. Now, I will say, for the untrained, you gotta need something to drink. You gotta need something to drink, right? But other than that, right? And the Roger report says, and thank you for the super chat, brother. And he says, fix up all the men so they won't have a choice. Sounds like a fear-filled talking point to me. Ooh. Look, I don't know if it's fear, but I don't know if we live in that world. Like that's what I'm saying, right? I don't know if we live. And I think you're taking the women at face value when they say they'll be down with your program if you just Superman, right? I think you're taking. I mean, like, if that's the case, then wouldn't all the rich white dudes not be getting divorced, right? Wouldn't like wouldn't the rich white dudes not be getting divorced? Wouldn't the rich white dudes? Not, some of them are complaining too, right? Aren't some of them complaining also? So these are like the top of the. These are the supposed masters of the universe. Aren't some of them complaining also? Right? Aren't some of the upper middle class white dudes complaining also? So I mean, I don't know. I agree with you on that one, Raj. Like, you know, I don't know if it's fear. I don't know if I agree with that part, but I do agree. Like, this is some. I don't see that working because it would have worked already, right? I don't see that working because I think it would have worked already. I don't know. You know that I really kind of I don't like this whole. Well, if we could just get your stuff together, then we wouldn't have to worry about all of this. And I'm like, I don't know about that, right? I don't know about that. So there's that. But I I had to say, and I had to make this video to say that to a certain extent, Jason had a couple of points. Let's be honest. I would encourage all of us to be careful who we align with, why we align with those people, right? I get it. Some of us, as in the Black Manosphere, we've been hurt, we've been played, we've been foodie called, we've been whatever. Yes, cool. All right. There's some white guys that they've been played too by their women, and you know, da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay, cool. But the whole like getting down with the program, just going along to get along with them, and then you turn around and then, like I said, they walk in the door doing a little two step, and you like that, and then all you know is the hoods come out afterward, and then it's hard in words with the ER, right? And give me a second, y'all talk amongst yourselves. And yeah, so I'm back. I am back. But yeah, so I really, like I said, I really have an issue with this talk. Um, it, but going back to the white folks, this is another thing with Mr. Z. Um, yeah, be careful who you align with. Please be careful who you align with. Please, please, for Black people's sake, right? For Black people's sake. For those of you that said, screw, and I agree with Jason on this one too. For those of you that said, screw it, right? I'm about this money, screw race. I agree with Jason. Like, just say that. Say that so we could put you in a certain category, so that when the white dudes say this, you could stand on it and be like, yeah, all right. You do know that the Jews for Hitler still ended up in the concentration camps, right? You do know that, right? All right. As long as you know that, right? Dr. Thunder said, "Masters of the universe ain't even masters of the universe to them." You see me? Exactly, Dr. Thunder. And thank you for the super chat, and thank you for coming in. By the way, T-Rex, thank you very much for this. For the I didn't even read the comment. I'm sorry, T-Rex. And T-Rex says, and thank you for the super chat. He says, "For the good fight, brother. I'm trying. I'm trying. Oh, every day it's a fight. I'm trying." Right? Oh man. And the Roger Report says, if you believe all men have to be on point, which will only make them average for women to act right, then you are engulfed in fear. Look, I I can't disagree with that fully ish. Rod's trying to make me get off the fence. Rod's trying to make me get off the fence. Oh, no, leave it to Rod to be like, nah, there ain't no fencing. You either all in or you're all out. Blood in, blood out. Right? But yeah, no, you know what though, Raj? Yes. Yeah. You're right. And I agree with that, by the way. I agree with that, by the way. I can't even disagree. Right? I don't know. I really have an issue with this. I really detest the concept of, we, like Russ said, we're all going to be above average, which, by the way, makes us average again. And then the women won't have a choice, right? You can argue that they shouldn't have a choice now, right? Advancements in technology, right? Paved roads, electricity that doesn't go out, no rolling blackouts, right? Cars, right? All of this stuff, right? Education system, all of this. We could make the argument they shouldn't have an excuse now. And don't they have an excuse? Right? Don't they have an excuse? So this is I'm with Raj on this one. Right? And y'all give me a second. Y'all give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves. Right. So yeah, no, and thank you for everybody for being in here. Dr. Thunder, Raj. I think somebody said Dr. T's in here. I don't know. I don't see it, but yeah. I think everybody. Detroit, Alan Stranger, Deadly Sins, Better You, Trell, Leon, Pensive, T Rex. Right. G was in here. I think he's still in here. Nameless. Thank you all. Michael Ross, Charles Irby, GC. I'm calling everybody today. Indigo. Right. Let me see. KW Don was in here. All Spads. All the names. Let me see if I'm missing anybody. Toya, AB. Right. I said Charles already. Bruce Almighty. Bruce Almighty. I haven't seen you in a little minute, brother. What's going on? Right. Convent Man. Am I saying that right? No, I'm not. Convent Man. Right. Triple X. Neris Black. I'm naming all the names today. Eric Denman. Right. Let me see. Am I missing anybody else? Big Game. Ken. Victor. What's going on, Vic? Issy B. D Scott. Okay, I think I got everybody. Right? But yo, and you know, like that's why my title is Jason's right, kind of, right? Jason's right, kind of, because Jason's right, kind of. Right. So on the race stuff, I agree with Jay. Like, you gotta be, yo, we're black. I know some black people, y'all done got way too damn comfortable, right? And so y'all be aligning with some of these people way too easily. Yes, obviously white people are people. They're not dumb. They're gonna say things occasionally that you agree with. You're like, oh crap. All right, yeah, I agree with that. But understand they're still white in a predominantly white society. Right? And understand what that means for you in your life as a black person. I know some of you begrudgingly, right? As a black person, right? Understand much of the gender war and back and forth is because of them. As a matter of fact, almost all of it is because of them. If you don't start from that point, then you end up, as some of the people that, haven't been engaging in this conversation. And then now now that you're looking kind of sick right now. Now you're looking a little sick, right? You gotta be careful, man. So I agree with Jason on that. But all the egomaniac stuff and all, I have no ego to offend or protect, or that's what he usually says. There it goes. I have no ego to offend or protect or offend. And I'm like, not you, Jason. I know you ain't saying that. Right? Not Jason. Right? Whenever he says that, it's like the biggest eye roll ever. Alexa, cue up Tony Stark with the big eye roll. Right? Not you, not you that says that and then turn around and say, yeah, these people, they copied me and they got this for me and da. Not you. Right? But we got to be honest. When Jason's right, he's right. But he gonna let you know he's right. He's gonna let you know he's right. Right? So But thank you for the super chat, Better You. And Better You says they do have a choice. They can buy a dog, cat, or parrot. Oh, right. Thank you, Pensive. There we go. That's the quote. Thank you, Pensive. And Pensive says, I have no ego to inflate or offend. That's Jason's quote. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Right? That's it. That's the one. And whenever he says that, I'm like, not you. Oh, not you. Like, look, by the way, I still listen to Jason and I will still continue to listen to Jason. Because when the brother's right, he's right. When he's right, he's right. And we need harsh, tough dudes like Jason. Yeah, we need dudes like Jason. Yes. But, the ego, it's the size of Jupiter. It has its own gravitational pull. Right? And that's why it's always funny when he says that. I have no ego to inflate or offend. All right. Yeah, that's it. Right. But I'm still gonna listen to JPiz. Like I said, when he's right, he's right. But the whinosphere talk, bro, Jason, you live in the life we're talking about. If what you're saying and portraying online is accurate, or what we've gleaned from what you've said or portrayed online, right? Not having any children, not being married. We don't know if you have a lady, but at least for right now, what we know is that you're not married, you don't have any children, you're somewhere in your mid 40s, you're a successful brother, a fit brother, traveled around the country, very knowledgeable, very disciplined, once again, not married, no children. My point. My point. And yet you call us the whinosphere. Negro, we talking about you. We talking about brothers like you. We're going all the way from the working class brothers that barely got two pennies to rub together, all the way to the brothers like you. And what we're saying is that this environment has produced some of the worst women ever for us to partner with. That's what we're saying. And yet you call us the whinosphere while you're living the life we're describing. Right? That's all at least Mr. Z is saying. You're living the life we're describing. A brother like you should have been married over a decade ago. Easy. And still got women chasing after you and throwing themselves. That's what we're saying. Right? So to call us the whinosphere, because for you it's all power dynamic, and if you got the money and you do this and you fix this way and that way, then the women won't have a choice. Yeah, no, all right. Right? The women won't have a choice. From well-to-do women all the way down to the ones that don't got two pennies to rub together, they're all sticking the birdie at men, particularly black men. They're all sticking the birdie at men, particularly black men. In this highly advanced society, they're all sticking the birdie at men, and marriage is becoming more and more of a exercise in elitism. And even for the elite dudes, they still barely holding on. Right? So, to call us the whinosphere, I get it. And I understand hyper focusing on the power dynamic, and that's all you want to talk about, and the wealth aspect, obviously that's important, right? Yeah, but no. Right? Yeah, but no. You know. Now when he was talking about the race thing and just Pearly Things and Nick Fuentes and the fact that she loves Ben Shapiro, I already told y'all. Right? I already told. Once they start talking about how they like Ben Shapiro, I'm already like, all right, I know where this is going. Right? And she admits that Ben Shapiro got his chops off of dunking on college kids. And then you put him in the room with the white British cat and his head come off. And by the way, that was a conservative in Britain that took his head off. And then Ben Shapiro over here sound like a 12-year-old white girl. Well, I'm more popular than you, and who knows about you? The whiz kid, right? McSmarty, got his head taken off by somebody that was on his political side. And that's who Just Pearly Things is saying. Oh, I like Ben, but oh, not you, Ben. When you put him in the room with actual adults, that are political savvy, right? You see him debate Ezra Klein, all the people copping pleas for Ben Shapiro. This is what a real debate looked like. Ben Shapiro got washed. He got washed by Ezra Klein. And all his subscribers copping pleas. Well, I said subscribers. All his followers copping pleas. This was a good conversation. Even though I disagree with Ezra Klein, and y'all copping pleas. See, when Ben Shapiro's debating 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds who don't really got everything figured out yet, easy for him. You put him in the room with people on his level or above, washed. All that fast talking crap sound nice. Try to talk above people's head, yeah, that sound nice until you're in the room with your peers. Right? Until you're in the room with your peers. Then we talking something different. Right? And y'all give me a second, y'all talk amongst yourselves. Right? And then Nick Fuentes, bro, Nick Fuentes been on that young white racist stuff for the longest. So he's dog whistling now. Give it long enough. Right? And the debate between, I agree with him, from the clip that he played, and I got to go back and listen to the whole thing, between Destiny and Richard Spencer, wasn't a debate. Jason's right about that. That wasn't a debate. For at least from what I heard so far. So I'm going to go back and listen to it. But yeah, not a debate. Right? And the fact, and I'm glad that Jason pointed this out, the fact that Destiny was coming off the hip with some of these talking points, just like Just Pearly Things, coming off the hip with these talking points, not being encouraged to say them, just coming off the hip with them. All right. And by the way, Just Pearly Things just put a lot of black people's back to the wall. She just told you what she really thinks. Now what? A lot of you brothers in Britain that work with her and work for her, I'm not gonna say your name. Some of you got big channels too. I'm looking at a certain brother that rock braids and twists that came to America at one point. Now you got a bit of a grill going on. I'm looking at you. Right? She just put y'all back to the wall. Now what? She just told you what she really thinks. To the brother that rocked the low boy that been on her channel for pretty much from the beginning when she moved over there. Yeah, you too. To Auntie, you too. Now what? Oh, we gonna do the whole? Well, she ain't talking about my type of black people. She's talking about black Americans, not me. Right? My people from Trinidad, my people from Jamaica, my people from Nigeria. She's not talking about me. Okay. Right? And Detroit asked, did I watch the clip on the email? Yes, I did. We'll be making commentary about that probably in the morning. Probably in the morning. Right? Look out for me with that. But I had to get this one out. Right? And shout out to Detroit. Thank you for the super chat and thank you for the email. Right? And BGS says she's a means to end. And I agree with you, BGS, but that is not how many of these people are taking it. Right? You know, so that's pretty much all. Look, we got to be careful with who you align with and why you align with them. And do you even see some of their vision or have some of their, history or, and Just Pearly, she gave you some of her history already, her family history, where she comes, and okay, so we know, some of us know, right? Some of us. but others didn't know, didn't care to know, and now, right? So no jumper. Like I said, I don't know enough about him. I know, yeah, he did come from BMX world. I know he does adult content. Also, at least used to do adult content. I'm not sure if he's still doing that, right? And yeah, just like I will look. Dude look like he done did every drug ever known to man, and I think he's actually said as much, right? Look like he done every drug known to man, and I'm not just saying that because he's a white guy. Like literally though, and that's neither here nor there. I just want to say that just to say it. But yeah, you're bringing on Richard Spencer, and then you're having the conversation like what he's saying is not that bad, and I'm like, ooh, alrighty then, right? Ugh, it ain't looking good, people. And by the way, shout out to BGS City and BGS City. BGS. There's a reason why there's a black manosphere. For all of you that's hop, jump, skipping between the black manosphere and the white guys, there's a reason why there's a black manosphere. Y'all forgot? I've said it before, right? On a certain in certain parts of the conversation, the white guys dictate that if you want to talk anything, you got to drop that black stuff. That's one of their tenets. You want to talk black man? You want to talk anything? Yeah, drop the black stuff. You only get to use the black stuff when we want you to use it against these group of white folks or against your own people. Let's be honest. Right? Let's be honest. Call a thing, people. The truth the truth shall set you free. Right? And Charles Irby said, "I never had any interest in the white manosphere. I occasionally peek in. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I occasionally peek in, see what's going on, who's saying what, right? I'll walk in the door, look left and right for a little bit, see what's going on, and walk back out, you know. But yeah, invested? No. I know where my people are. Right? Regurgitate word for adopt certain ideas. Right? And Kevin Miller says, Z, the Jennifer Lundquist study is starting to blow up on social media. And that's what's up. See, now Mr. Z could be a whole egomaniac because much of y'all were here when I brought that in. I could do the whole, where they got that from? They got that from me. They gotta give me my props. Right? And the one person who took that and then elevated to a higher level did give me my props. I'm good. I'm good. Right? Because I wanted the information out there. Because I was tired of the whole black women are loyal, black men are not loyal talk. Right? And thank you for bringing that to my attention, Kevin. Right? And not just because of that, but because of what then that allows to be said about black men. It's not just black women are loyal and black men aren't. It's what then happens after that. Right? What is said after that? What is implied after that? Shit, what's implied with that statement within itself? Right? So that's why I wanted that information out there. And we're just gonna have to allow these, because they're gonna move the goalpost, right? So y'all just prepare yourself for that. But just be prepared for the goalpost to move now that that talking point is slowly getting dismembered, right? Dissembled, right? Now that we're destroying that talking point, it's just gonna move. It's just gonna move to something else, and that's okay, right? Kevin Miller, put him in my community. Put him in my comments. I'm down. Put all the links that you see that have anything to do with it, especially with the excuses. Put it in my comments. I'll just read through the comments for it, right? Because I know it got to be spectacular, right? Because I see I've gone through tons of videos of Asian women copping pleas about white dudes, so I know the sister's gonna come with it. If the Asian women is copping please, I know the black women definitely gonna be copping please. Because they're nicer, like the three mixed women on that channel talking about how white men really understand black women when they when they're with black women. Yeah, that's it. Right? Yeah, that's it. Right. And back to the Jason conversation. I'm about to close out. Once again, thank y'all for being in here. I don't really have nothing too negative to say about Jason other than that ego. Jesus Christ. Right? That ego. Gravitational pull of the sun. Right? But other than that, I mean, Jason is Jason. We've been hearing Jason sound like this since Tommy Sotomayor. Like, we've been hearing Jason sound like this forever. Right? And he was right about certain things, but he was right. The white peopling. Shout out to Roger for that. That was funny. White peopling, right? But on the whinosphere thing, bro, we have some successful, brothers that's doing their thing. Easy 6 figures, successful, educated, fit. And guess what? They had to be passport bros. Now, why do you think that is? So because they're in spaces like these, that means they're whining. They're married. They have children. They make a good living. But their whinosphere, because why? They're telling the truth about the dynamics and why they became passport bros? Or why they went SYSBM and met their wife of a different ethnicity or different race? And Timekeeper says, and shout out to you, Timekeeper. Timekeeper says, everything must be his. His, I tell you. Oh, man. You see? So, yeah, I mean, yeah. That whinosphere thing, I'm not going to lie, that struck a nerve. And I'm okay with admitting that it struck a nerve. Right? It's a conversation I had with a loved one earlier today. Like, there's a certain group of people, they have a problem admitting that something bothers them because they feel like it makes them sound weak or something like that. And so they'll vent about something incessantly, but never say it bothers them. And if you actually tell them that, okay, so it bothered you. No, it didn't bother me, but I'm going to tell you about it for the next 30 minutes. Mr. Z's not that person. Yeah, no, that bothered me. It did. Right? And the 18th letter said, he said, be on the lookout for an email on me doing an interview on my live stream, brother. I will. As a matter of fact, I was surprised you didn't send it. I checked a couple times, right? And Big Kev says, we are more accurate than we are given credit for. Of course, man, look. What did we say when FD was on my channel? Yeah, you saying we ain't really moving the needle, but would y'all have ever mentioned all the problems going on with men and how they're falling behind? And much of it is because feminists advocated one way, right? The state advocated one way, capitalists advocated one way, and now it's actually hurting society. Would y'all have ever mentioned that if it wasn't for the manosphere, black manosphere in specific? Right? So I agree with you on that one, Kev. There's many Kevins in here right now. Big Kev, right? So I agree with you on that. If it wasn't for that, would they have said anything? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I agree with you. We're not giving credit for it now, right? And maybe some of us will never be given the appropriate and accurate credit for the thoughts we bring in, for the information we bring in, right? And how that's going to reorientate much of this conversation, and quite frankly, what's going to go on over the next few, years and decades. So be very clear. Like, some of us won't get the credit ever, and we're just gonna have to come to terms with that, right? And KW Dawn says T- TBA thinks his goofy billboards put Lightfoot, Kumo, and Lance Bottoms out of office. Shaking my damn head. Look, no, the billboards serve a purpose. I ain't gonna defecate on the billboards, and they cost money, right? I ain't gonna defecate on the billboards, right? And TBA been putting billboard, but TBA got to tell you where he put the billboards, right? And he got to tell you, these big billboard. Oh man, going back to gentrified, I remember him talking about the billboards, right? TBA gonna let you know, got this big billboard in New York right here off the expressway, such and such, and such and such and such and such, and they gotta see it, and they know, and da 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 da. So TBA gonna tell you. Ain't no way he's gonna do that and like not tell you, right? And I get it, right? So I'm not gonna begrudge him that. I get it. Hey, if I'm spending money and I feel like I'm doing work for the black community and I'm doing the Lord's work, I might brag up about it a little bit, but TBA ain't bragging a little bit. It's a lot of bit, right? There's a whole lot of bit. Jeez. And thank you. BGS said the whinosphere gets shit done. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Because Richard Reeves quoted who again? He mentioned who? Ah, okay. That part. Yeah, that part. Right? When you listen to Scott Galloway, what certain points is he mentioning? Whose name is he mentioning? Who is he trying to push back on? That part. Right? All right, BGS. BGS over here making points. Right? Yeah, so these people, yeah. These I don't know. These content creators, and I don't look at Jason as just a content creator, to be honest with you. I do look at him as a thought leader. He is a thought leader. He may not be as really, really well known as Tariq, but no, Jason is a thought leader. I don't take that away from him. I can't take that away from him. But bruh, not only that ego, but the saying that you don't really have one to offend. I don't know. Right? So there's that, and you have to admit when Jason's right. And be on the lookout and be vigilant. Right? So, coming to a close, y'all like, share, subscribe, share, yeah, and Jason actually called out names. Train tracks, train tracks, train tracks. Jason actually called out names, and I'm not gonna call those names here, but he did call out some names of people he felt was supporting just Pearly Things a bit too much, right? And yeah, ugh. Like I said, she put some people in some positions, and let's see where this goes. if people will respond to it, and or they're gonna act like they never heard this, and act like he didn't make this video. And I'm not, Jason may not be as famous as some of these other people or well known as these other people, but let's not pretend. So let's see if certain people act like they didn't hear, they didn't get the message, right? And I'll pause right there. Truly, I don't think I gotta belabor it too much more. Outside of the whinosphere, shout out to BGS. The whinosphere gets things done. Call it what you want to call it, right? And on that note, Mrs. Z out. Love, peace, and chicken grease. I will pause right here. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. I think Art New Style might be streaming right now or tonight. I didn't get the message, but I might have missed it. So y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, and Mr. Z out. Y'all have a great rest of y'all night. All right, y'all.